Hello, in this video I'm going to be looking at and picking these 3 padlocks I got as early Christmas presents. My wife's family is much larger than mine, and they spread Christmas out throughout December so that they can get to see everybody since they can't all get together on the same days. And my wife's niece Cody gave these to me. And it's kind of cool because they're kind of like locks of the ages, where you got 19th, 20th, 21st century locks. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it sort of worked out that way. And it's cool, and I was just going to go through them and look at them and pick them. And I guess I'll start from the past and move forwards. This first one here, I don't know a lot about antique padlocks, but I was able to find information on it on antiquepadlocks.com. It said this is from a VR padlock for Victoria Regina era, which would have been between 1837 and 1901. An iron body and an iron shackle. A British manufacturer is what it says, but I imagine that means it could have been made in other countries as well, like potentially India. This one has a broken cover plate. This piece right here is really seized up. I can't move it at all, but it's also not sharp or rough. It's very smooth, which to me makes me think that it must have broken off a long time ago, and I can see why, because it's completely seized up. When I put the key in, if I rotate it completely, sorry, it was already unlocked there. So if I put the key in with it locked, I rotate completely clockwise and then unlock the lock, and I can remove the key. I can rotate the lock counterclockwise all the way and remove the key, and it's locked. Unlock it, close it, and rotate counterclockwise, and it's locked shut. And you can't sort of go halfway. If you go halfway, it doesn't let it get stuck in that sort of middle position. You can go all the way one direction. Let me see if I can show you that bolt going in and out. You can see that there. On the website, it's listed as a lever lock, but I don't believe it is a lever lock. It seems more like that Banbury style, where you just have a bolt and a spring, and there's some very slight warding down at the bottom of the keyway. I don't know when a Banbury lock becomes a warded lock, or if a padlock can ever be considered a Banbury lock, or if that's more specific or not. But essentially, it seems like a very lightly warded lock down at the bottom. I believe if you cut this key into an L shape, you might have a master key for these. I'm not sure, but you'd need to look at a lot more of these locks to know. But my guess is you could just cut an L shape and have a key that would at least work on the vast majority of them. I like having what I believe is the original key for this lock, and I don't want to file it or cut it. So I'm going to be using some windshield wiper blade to open it. This is just some windshield wiper blade I bent really quick to sort of roughly match the dimensions for the width and for the key height there. If you're curious what those dimensions are, it's about 22 millimeters by 16.5, and then the handle I've got 27 millimeters by 14.5. I don't think those are really important, but if you're curious, that's what I'm using. So the way I'm doing this is I'm just sliding this in here and rotating around kind of like with a handcuff. And I did watch some videos from, I think it was My Lock, to sort of confirm I was going down the right path with this as far as picking it this way. So I'm using a key to sort of get a grip on it. You could also use pliers. And I'm just trying to rotate it around this keyway. It does like to get seized up and bind here, so it takes a little trial and error to really get it to go around. Okay, that time it went fairly smoothly, but you could hear that grinding, and you can see how the pick looks pretty stuck in there. And it is kind of stuck in there. Let's see if I can get it out real quick. Whew. That was rough. We got it back out of there. So that's kind of why I do think that making a key is a better way of picking that than trying to rotate this the way I did with the pliers. But that's essentially what I'm doing, is just pushing up on a little bolt this way, up and that way, and that's it. Yeah, so there's that guy. Next one we're going to look at is this little guy right here. Looks almost like a little luggage lock. There's no logo on the key, no writing or logo on the padlock. You can see if I insert it and rotate it clockwise, it pops open like that, and it's got a little spring operated bolt there. Yeah, you can see inside there. You can close it without the key and lock it. I was able to, thanks to like image search and Google, find this lock online. It's tied to patent number 834339 that was approved October 30th, 1906, and it was submitted by Harry Townsend for Corbin Cabinet Lock Company. So this lock is made in the USA, and what I think is interesting about this lock is that the bolt and the spring and the components the key are interacting with are all one piece. It's just one spring that does everything, which I imagine is very economical. The printer's not working right now, otherwise I would show you the patent for it, but it seems like a very economical design. To open this, I'm just going to be using this ergo turner because it really does just sort of fit perfectly in here and rotate. Yeah, you can see that works pretty well. And you can see on the key, it almost looks like they might have been trying to act like it's got levers or something, or give an illusion of something more advanced in there because of the one notch on the top of the key. But it's just interacting with the spring. That's it. Yeah, so that's kind of neat. And then we fast forward some more in time, and we come up to this thumb turn Neuro cylinder. This is a 5-pin with a Schlage SC1 keyway. There's no logo on it, and I was trying to figure out who made it. So I was looking online, and I think they call this a crescent knob. I saw one that looked very similar, made by Ilko Rockwell, and another place called, I think it was, I don't know how to pronounce it, Hoppe. I'm not sure if that's Hop or Hope, Hoppy, I don't know. So it looks like there's multiple manufacturers that make something similar to this. It does have the 5 grub screws on the top to make it easier to take apart. And I know from playing with this before that it is broken. The key doesn't actually turn the bolt here. Go ahead and pick this real quick. And I haven't taken this one apart, but I am going to go ahead and gut it on camera so we can see what's inside of it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but it feels like I'm only lifting. I have picked this before. It feels like all I have to do is lift the very back end. I don't know if that's going to be the keying or if we'll find something else interesting when we take this apart. I was thinking about showing a bumping video with this, like how to bump it open. But I decided not. I might make that another video because I've never bumped a lock on camera. And I think that it might be interesting and fun to do, but I might just make it its own video instead of mixing it in with all these. I see why I can feel the spring in there. It doesn't want to come out. There we go. Ooh, look at that. That is gunky. That lock has seen better days. That is very gunky in there. Cool. Let's pull that out. Pull that out. Alright. Go down the line some. I'm not sure, but part of me wonders, because you saw how easy it was to pop open there. Maybe that gunk is keeping things from fully resetting. Not sure. That's very, very dirty. There we go. Got one out. Got two out. Okay. Yeah, the pen itself doesn't look too bad there. Just looks like there's a lot of stuff that got mixed in with the springs. I really do like grub screws or hex screws for taking apart locks. They just make life so much easier. One, two. Okay. And speaking about clean and dirty, this is incredibly clean, I think, for a lock that's 100 years old, or roughly 100 years old. It looks like it's in really nice shape. I just think that's interesting. I wonder where it was stored. I've seen in the US a lot of stuff that's like antique that seems to have held up really well, is in like the Southwest, in like very arid environments where there's less, things are less prone to rusting. I'm in Virginia, where it can be very humid and things can definitely rust around here. But yeah, that one lock looks like it was kept in really good order. I don't know. The other one too, for 100 years old, looks like it's in good shape. Though I don't know a lot about antique ones. Seems to me to be in pretty decent shape for what it is. Get that last one out. Oh, the plug rotated. There we go. Okay. So drop these in here. Cool. Alright, so there you can see the pinning on it. So it is like pretty low on all these. I'm still not convinced that the gunk didn't play a role in keeping it from having those pens maybe drop down. I wonder if there's any way that those drivers weren't getting pushed down all the way, considering how gunked up that was. I am very curious if I soak this in some isopropyl alcohol and clean it up, if it'll still just need that back pen lifted like that to pick it. I think there's a good chance there might be a little more involved after that. But anyways, I think that's kind of cool. Little locks through the ages there. So we got 1800s, 1900s, and I don't know, late 1900s, early 2000. So that was pretty neat. That was definitely a cool Christmas gift. So thank you, Cody. Anyways, thank you all for watching.